Meet midiMOD, an educational and exciting modular MIDI instrument. midiMOD is designed for music-loving, technologically curious teenagers and adults to dip their toes into the world of DIY MIDI controllers without sacrificing a lot of time, money, and resources. But first, what is a MIDI controller? A MIDI controller is a hardware device that sends digital signals to control music software on a computer. It doesn't produce sound on its own. Instead, it acts as an input device. Think similar to a mouse and keyboard, but for music software. MIDI controllers often resemble keyboards or drum pads, and they can trigger notes and adjust software parameters such as volume. For those who enjoy creating music, designing and building your own Arduino-powered MIDI controller should be fun. DIY MIDI controllers are a fascinating, customizable, and relatively inexpensive way to learn about the technology behind the gear used to create your favorite songs. Unfortunately, all of the DIY MIDI controller kits and guides are too difficult, expensive, or require too many external resources. You have to know how to code, how to solder, and how to troubleshoot your Arduino if any issues arise. To put together a kit like this Livid Instruments Builder Box, you need access to tools such as a screwdriver, soldering iron, or a 3D printer, and all that after paying over $200 for the parts. Another option, the OpenDeck DIY MIDI platform, costs $179 just for the PCB and firmware alone. That is far too complicated for a beginner to assemble, even if they've gathered all the extra parts needed to make it into a working MIDI controller. midiMOD aims to solve these problems. It's a fun, educational, and customizable MIDI controller kit that can be put together with minimal knowledge and no external resources. midiMOD consists of a main body and 4 magnetic modules that simply snap into place. These modules are connected to the main body with 3.5mm cables. midiMOD is compatible with all major music software, does not require tools or coding knowledge to assemble, and is customizable enough to allow you to experiment and learn while assembling it in a way unique to you. midiMOD is compatible both with free online software like BandLab and industry standard software like Logic Pro. No matter what software you use, you can play notes right out of the box and don't have to waste time with complicated setup procedures. midiMOD allows you to decide the modules you want, the layout you want, and the parameters you want to control. The 2 touch modules allow you to trigger notes by tapping the drum pads. The glide module controls modulation using an ultrasonic sensor. Simply move your hand closer or farther away to add an expressive touch to a melody. The slide module uses a fader and can be assigned to volume, pan, cutoff, or resonance by simply plugging its CV output into each control's respective input. Once you decide what modules you want to use, simply snap them into the midiMOD body. These modules are held in place by a magnetic grid system, which allows them to be placed in whatever configuration you choose. Next, connect these modules to the midiMOD body with 3.5mm cables. Simply connect matching colors together with the cables and you're done. midiMOD is designed so that even if the cables are connected wrong, no damage will be done to the internal circuitry of the body or modules. In addition to being color-coded, each port is labeled clearly with what type of data it carries, as well as whether it is an input or output. Assembling midiMOD helps you understand both what types of sensors use analog, digital, or serial communication, as well as how signals flow from one place to another. midiMOD strikes a fun balance between education, creativity, and accessibility. It democratizes the experience of building your own MIDI controller without breaking the bank. The final cost to build midiMOD comes in at well under $100, and with bulk component orders and pre-assembled PCBs, material and labor costs could be cut even more in a future iteration. This is far cheaper than its competitors without requiring outside knowledge or tools to assemble. midiMOD's low barrier to entry, affordability, and customizability make it a fun, easy way to learn how MIDI controllers work. And who knows, it may inspire you to build your own.